Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel Bookpedia. Today, we'll be discussing what thermal expansion is, why it happens, and how it affects different materials. Thermal expansion is a process in which materials expand or contract in size due to changes in temperature. This occurs because the atoms and molecules in the material vibrate more rapidly as they absorb heat energy, causing them to move apart from each other and occupy more space. We can also understand this as we all know that all matter are made up of atom and atoms in a matter are interconnected through bonds. Now when a substance is heated, the thermal energy causes the bonds between particles to stretch, leading to an increase in volume or size. The amount of thermal expansion that occurs depends on the type of chemical bond, the strength of the bond, and the temperature range involved. Different materials have different coefficients of thermal expansion, which is a measure of how much a material expands or contracts for each degree of temperature change. For example, metals tend to have a higher coefficient of thermal expansion than ceramics or plastics. Thermal expansion can be a significant factor in the design and engineering of structures, such as bridges and buildings, as changes in temperature can cause materials to expand or contract and over time. It is a physical phenomenon that occurs on a microscopic level and is not directly visible to the naked eye. However, its effects can be observed and measured through various methods. For example, engineers and scientists use instruments such as dilatometers and interferometers to measure the expansion and contraction of materials with temperature changes. The changes in dimension of materials can also be observed through the use of high-resolution microscopes. But the effects of thermal expansion can be seen in everyday objects and structures, such as the cracking of roads and bridges due to changes in temperature. This is evidence of the expansion and contraction of the materials that make up these structures. In the bridge or flyover construction, we have seen that there are gaps given in the bridge decks. These gaps, also known as expansion joints, are typically filled with a compressible material such as rubber or foam, which allows the bridge deck to expand and contract without causing damage to the structure. Without these joints, the bridge deck could crack or buckle under the stress of expansion and contraction. So to mitigate the effects of thermal expansion, engineers often incorporate features like expansion joints which allow some degree of movement in the structure to accommodate temperature changes. Let's see one more example. When we pour water on ice, it suddenly gets cracked. It is because ice is typically formed from water at or below 0 degrees Celsius. When warm water, which is typically warmer than 0 degrees Celsius, is poured onto the ice, it transfers heat to the ice, causing the surface layer of the ice to rapidly expand due to thermal expansion. This expansion causes the surface to crack and break apart due to the sudden stress. Additionally, as the ice cracks, the water can seep into the cracks and further weaken the structure of the ice, causing it to break apart even more easily. Let's summarize. Thermal expansion is an important concept to understand when working with materials that are exposed to temperature changes. By taking into account the coefficient of thermal expansion and designing structures to accommodate expansion and contraction, we can ensure the durability and longevity of the structures we build. Thanks for watching the video. To learn more new concepts, like and subscribe the channel.